Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your man, Whereyahidin, along with your man, Dashie Sports. How you feeling, Mr. Dashie Sports?
I'm doing all right. Got to get through what happened last week first, because there will be a light rant about because what happened during the game last week.
So,
We,
welcome everybody to the Buckeyes talk. Let's start with Dashie. He has a lot to say about Will Howard, so I'm gonna let you take the floor.
Will Howard.
Will Howard.
I, I don't understand why you have to pass, but could you just run the ball with your legs? A lot. There's a quarterback spy right. They're putting Michigan State. Their defender put a quarterback spy right there. He was right in front of you. You decided to throw it that direction. But why didn't you just throw the ball away?
And by the way, it was double coverage, so he was tightly covered.
Exactly. Now the next target is Chip Kelly. Why did you call that play? I would have just called a running play. It just ran the ball there. That passing play should not have been called. Now, granted, Michigan State did make us pay for it with the touchdown after they intercepted Will Howard's pass, but Chip Kelly should not have called that play.
What do you think about our true freshman? He did awesome tonight. Well, not tonight, but last Saturday, he had two touchdowns, one receiving, one rushing.
You got to get him more involved. That was important right there, especially in Big Ten opening play. But Ryan Day, you just need to control your sidelines. Keep your guys back.
Yeah. How do you think our defense did overall? I mean, we had a fourth down stop, and we also had held Michigan State to 7 points overall. So,
Our defense, they did a bit better than they did against Marshall, but I need to see more of it. They're lucky only giving it a B plus. Would have been an A minus if not for that interception in the turnover points off turnovers.
yeah, it was a more quality opponent than Marshall, but I must have to say an A minus on that. I wouldn't mind if you give that a B plus, though.
I'll probably have more on this on my recap tomorrow but just so you know, you got to start you got to start looking to see if their targets are covered or not. If they are, just either run it with your legs or just throw the ball away.
All right. And appreciate everybody for joining the live stream. And I will be making an update on his channel as far as live streaming, so he can be able to stream this out to his channel as well. So look out for that next week on the next edition of the Buckeyes Talk.
The reason I didn't want to stream the game, which we're about to preview next this Saturday, because I got stuff to do. I'll be very busy.
Yeah, I got a double to pull at work myself, so there's no way either of us are going to stream it.
Yeah, so talk about the game. Iowa, Iowa is capable of. 7 years ago, they ended our undefeated streak, on Big Ten unbeaten streak.
Yeah, and they also I don't know if they had some sort of kid with a disease.
They
You know,
did.
they dedicated that game to him. I know Purdue did the same thing, but yeah, let's not lose this game. Anyways,
I
shout out
mean,
to that kid though.
I mean, for Christ's sake, I don't want. If you, I get on coaches all the time. You play down the inferior competition. Your the teams you play later on is going to make you pay for it.
That's right. So outside of that, what improvements do you think Ryan Day and what's his name Chip Kelly will make on offense? What do you think they need to do?
Ryan Day, you just needs to control himself and control his sidelines.
Mm-hmm.
And if you see something, play clock about to expire, just use a timeout and get your quarterback to slow down. As for Chip Kelly, instead of calling obvious passing plays on 1st and 10, 2nd and 6, or 1st and 10, or 2nd and 6 or less, 3rd and 4 or less, or 4th and 2 or 1, just run the ball.
And I'm going to have to say with Ryan Day, I'm liking what he's doing as far as the protection. I say keep that up and keep Will Howard just protected back there. And as far as Chip Kelly, whenever 4th down comes, whenever it's time, it's like 4th and 1 at like your own 20 or something like that. Don't be too aggressive. Don't be too afraid to play field position. That's all I got to say. Not much to improve as far as, the Buckeyes. They're number 3 in the nation for a reason.
Yeah, it was probably going to, I mean, you got a more important key to take in this game is this. I'm surprised that Iowa is probably, 3-1 or something like that. Their only loss was to Iowa State.
Oh, the Cyclones.
You got to make, their quarterback's going to throw the ball because I think he's a pocket passer, so you got to keep an eye on him. If you have a linebacker, a defensive lineman, or any secondary piece, just put a quarterback spy on his ass.
Yeah, I agree.
That's one of the important keys this week. I said this in my Bengals preview the other day. You got to put a quarterback spy on the quarterback.
Yeah, even if he's a pocket passer, they can run for a good 2-3 yards, which can be demoralizing for a defense, especially if it's 3rd and short.
I mean, and as for the run game, you got to make it your main priority this week.
It was absolutely beautiful last week.
Yes, make it more your priority this week. Focus on creating holes for your running back.
TreVeyon Henderson was killing it.
And more importantly for the defense, if you see their running back trying to create plays, you got to make sure you know where he's at. Stop the run.
Oh, that is one of our weaknesses too. I've noticed that too. The run defense is a bit of an issue, as expected. Every play ain't going to be perfect, but stopping the run is a bit of an issue. Every team does have flaws.
Yeah, our run defense is the big issue this year. If we can't stop the run this Saturday coming up, we're gonna have problems with Oregon.
I haven't seen the rankings. Are we still in 3rd?
We're still in 3rd.
Because Alabama probably jumped us because of their win over UCLA.
They did. They also jumped Texas.
So they're number 1 in the nation. Again, without Nick Saban.
In our next week's opponents ranked number 6.
Oh boy, that Oregon game wasn't it? Oh my God, that's gonna stress me out.
That's gonna worry me next week because it's a prime time game. That's a game I'm worried about.
Imagine we pull that one out, bro.
Imagine if we pull that one out, but Oregon rarely loses out in Eugene.
But this is their welcome wagon to the Big Ten. So a tough opponent in the Big Ten right away.
They got welcome mat. They already had their welcome mat on the road last week against UCLA. They got their home welcome mat this week against Sparty.
Okay, they got Sparty this week.
Yep.
Oh boy.
So
that's going to be a tough one.
And next week will be their first top 10 test in the new conference
versus the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Exactly, but the important key to this game against Iowa this week is this: you got to know where their best defensive player is at.
And my keys to the game is going to be you got to make sure you stop the run and keep going with the pass protection because Will Howard's getting a lot of time back there. I don't even think I saw a sack or two from Michigan State last Saturday.
Well, they did pick him off, so
They did. That was a really dumb decision. Just throwing in a double coverage. I need him to make some smarter decisions.
Yeah, and even if the quarterback spy on you like that, you got to throw the ball away.
Yeah, I would rather him take a sack there.
I would rather him throw either take a sack or throw a ball away, risk an intentional grounding penalty, and just move on.
Yeah, and that way you'll live another down.
Exactly. If you see a quarterback spy on you, throw a ball away, risk take a sack or risk the intentional grounding penalty and move on.
Oh, and if you noticed on that play, he did stare him down the entire time.
That defensive player for Michigan State.
No, Will Howard. He was staring down the wide receiver the entire time.
Right. And we got a little chippiness last week. We got a little bit of chippiness with Michigan State. We got to make sure we control our tempers this week.
Yeah.
Because last week was a little bit chippy. Those two teams got in each other's face most of the entire game.
I noticed that as well. And Will Howard also had a quote as he was leaving Michigan. He was saying, "I can't wait to leave this state." Close quote.
And that probably anger your Michigan State fans or the team up north fans.
It's a horrible state from what I've heard. I've never been down there before.
I've been down there.
Oh, speaking of Detroit or Michigan, shout out to Eminem, who is welcoming his grand whatever. He's going to be a grandpa soon. So shout out to Eminem, the greatest rapper of all time.
Right. And speaking of that state celebrating the Tigers' first playoff series win since 2013.
Very nice. I'm glad to see the Astros out of it.
When they swept the former player Justin Verlander and the Astros out of the playoffs.
Hey, Coach Dante, where you hiding? I know you and your feelings about your Astros.
I mean, thank God that once Saturday comes, I want to get the game over with and done because we got a bigger opponent to focus on next Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple weeks after that, we'll come back home for Nebraska before another Big Ten test.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. Well, that's game possible. We lost Garth Brooks too? Jesus Christ.
Wait, Garth Brooks passed away?
Yeah, I just got the alert from one of my friends in the DM.
Let me look.
No, he said never mind. He said never mind. Sexual assault.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Sexual assault.
Test. Gotta
keep your hands to yourself, bro. Otherwise, I can't feel sorry for you. Well, anyways, you have any final words for this Buckeyes talk?
All right, my final words is this. Well, Howard, you got to make smarter decisions this week. If you see an opening where if your receivers are covered, you got three options: take the sack, risk an intentional grounding penalty, or you can risk the third option, which is which would have been the best option. Tuck it and run the ball with use your legs, run the ball, try to get some positive yards out of it, and then after that you would have been all right. Just take the ball and just use your legs, run the ball, try to get some positive yards out of it. Avoid option A or option B, both options A and B.
Now, he did use his legs on that touchdown run. I want to say it was the last touchdown of the game. Bonus question. So, who you got tonight for the Falcons and Bucks?
I looked at the history between these two teams on Thursday Night Football. The Buccaneers have lost 2 straight Thursday night games. Their last win was Thursday night game was I'm not going to mention the year. But I'm not going to mention that season either. But they're 0-3 against the Falcons on Thursday in prime time.
So you're taking the Falcons like I am.
Yes, I think the Falcons should be able to beat the Buccaneers and get the lead over due to the tiebreaker.
Yeah. Well, anyways, thanks for joining us for this brief Buckeyes talk. We will see you next week on Dashie's channel. So stay tuned for all the latest and greatest Buckeyes news. So there you are.
You guys take care. OHIO. Let's be Iowa.
Yep.